Welcome guys to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. Today we are showcasing Crump from the Big Five from the virtual world. Let's get straight into it. Really excited to bring you Crump's deck profile. It's a penguin themed deck, so if you like penguins, this is the one for you. But we'll start off with another monster that he has in his deck, and he runs 3 copies of this, which is the giant red sea snake. Decent monster too, 1800 attack and 800 defense. We run 3 copies of Bolt Penguin. So Bolt Penguin's just a 3-star monster with 1100 attack and 800 defense. We run 2 copies of Flying Penguin. Now, just to give you a bit of a heads up, guys, I probably would have run 3 Flying Penguin instead of 3 Bolt Penguin, but finding Flying Penguin on the TCG player was quite a task. It's a McDonald's pack card from way back in the day. But anyhow, 1200 attack and 1000 defense. Next up, we run 3 copies of the Nightmare Penguin. So Nightmare Penguin's quite a cool wee card actually. Aqua effect monster with 900 attack, 1800 defense. All face-up water monsters you control gain 200 attack. When this card is flipped face-up, target 1 card your opponent controls, return that target to the hand. So very, very good defensively in these character duels if we ever had any. Probably most likely be seeing the opponents want to return back to the hand. This card's got a wee bit of shock factor to it. I like this card. It's a relatively new Penguin card in the scheme of things. We run 3 Penguin Torpedoes. So Penguin Torpedoes is an aqua effect monster with 550 attack and 300 defense, but it's its effect that is really good. This card can attack directly. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target 1 level 6 or lower monster your opponent controls. Take control of it to the end phase, but its effects are negated. Also, it cannot declare an attack while you control it. You can only use the effect of Penguin Torpedo once per turn. At the end of the damage step, if this card attacked, destroy this card. It's a really useful card, Penguin Torpedo. There's a strong monster on the field and you've pretty much got a big army of penguins. Attack with this guy first, get that level 6 or lower onto your side of the field, and then attack directly. Kind of a cool wee card, Penguin Torpedo. Got another classic Penguin card, and we've got the Penguin Soldier. You would have seen these in the early games of Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day. But Penguin Soldier, very useful card. Aqua effect monster, 750 attack, 500 defense. It's a flip effect monster as well. You can target up to 2 monsters on the field and return those targets to the hand. It's a very good stall tactic and able to build up a little bit of advantage, hopefully, with this Penguin strategy. Next up, I've got a relatively new card. I thought this fit the deck quite well. Why don't we return some spells and traps? This is what Penguin Ninja does. So Penguin Ninja is an aqua flip effect monster with 1400 attack, 700 defense. Flip effect, obviously, you can target up to 2 spells and traps your opponent controls, return them to the hand. You can target 1 Penguin monster you control, change it to face down defense position. You only can use this effect of Penguin Ninja once per turn. So that's incredibly good. You can say flip another Nightmare Penguin where a Penguin Soldier down and you get the effect again. So it's just ongoing flip effect plays. Pretty much one of the very rare tribute monsters in this profile. We've got the Great Emperor Penguin. So the Great Emperor Penguin is an aqua effect monster with 1800 attack and 1500 defense. You can tribute this card, special summon up to 2 Penguin monsters from your deck except the Great Emperor Penguin. So really good for getting out additional resources on the board. And we have a way of easily getting that out as well. Next up, we run a very, very cool looking design. We run 3 copies of Penguin Knight. So Penguin Knight, aqua effect monster again, 900 attack, 800 defense. When this card is sent directly from your deck to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, combine your graveyard cards with your own deck, shuffle them, and form a new deck. So it's useful. So if the opponent sort of removes a few cards and this card goes to the graveyard, you get to basically get your deck in that back and start from scratch, which is brilliant. Next up, run another new card. We run Penguin Cleric. So Penguin Cleric, of course, is from the, I think the Brothers of Legend. I could be wrong there. But it's an aqua effect monster, 3-star monster with 600 attack, 1700 defense. If a penguin monster is sent from your monster zone to your graveyard by an opponent's card, even during the damage step, you can target one of them, discard this card, and if you do, special summon that monster in face down defense position. So you're going to get the flip effect going again, which is really, really cool. Once per turn, you can target one penguin monster you control. It gains 600 attack to the end of the turn, and you gain 600 life points. So very much of a couple of decent useful effects there for the penguin strategy. Okay, let's continue with our penguin themed deck for Crump, guys. Pretty much we are running 2 copies of Royal Penguin's Garden. So Royal Penguin's Garden is quite a useful card. It helps us get great Emperor Penguin out consistently. When this card is activated, you can add 1 penguin card from your deck to your hand, except Royal Penguin's Garden. Once per turn during your main phase, you can decrease the level of 1 penguin monster in your hand or face up in the field by 1 until the end of this turn. Then discard 1 card. You can only activate 1 Royal Penguin's Garden per turn. So pretty cool card. Definitely want to keep the penguin theme going. We had to really think a wee while here, pretty much. Had to try and boost the penguins up in some way. And I'm quite glad penguins have an equip card that we can sort of add to the deck, and that is Penguin Sword. Equip only to a penguin monster, it gains 800 attack. When the equipped monster inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can return 1 card your opponent controls to the hand. If a face-up card your opponent controls leaves the field by a penguin's card effect and returns to the hand where it's banished, negate the activation effects and effects of the field 2 cards with that original name until the end of the next turn. You can only use this effect of Penguin Sword once per turn. So amazing that you get the equip. The penguins get a boost of 800 attack, returning back to the hand sort of stuff, and then stopping your opponent in some way, which makes Penguin Sword so good. So we run a field spell. Obviously we run 2 copies of a Legendary Ocean. So a Legendary Ocean will give the penguins a little bit of a boost as well. This card's always named Yumi. All water monsters on the field gain 200 attack and defense. Reduce the level of all water monsters in both players' hands and on the field by 1. So another way of getting great Emperor Penguin out. Next up, we run a pretty broken old school card, but it is in Crump's profile. And we run 2 copies of our Cold Wave. So Cold Wave, this card can only be activated at the start of main phase 1 until your next turn. You and your opponent cannot play or set any spell or trap card. So this card was incredibly busted back in the day. Of course, we can't go without this card here. So most of our profiles, it is good old Pot of Greed. Just gives Crump a wee bit more draw power. We run 1 copy of Monster Reborn. If we can get rid of anything good, like this is useful for Crump's profile effectively. Now we're on to the traps, guys. We've got a small selection of traps. They're pretty situational traps. But we run 2 copies of Driving Snow. You can activate this card when 1 or more of your trap cards are destroyed and sent from the field to the graveyard by a card effect your opponent controls. Destroy 1 spell or trap card on the field. We run 1 copy of the card Gust. You can activate this card when 1 or more of your spell cards are destroyed and sent from the field to the graveyard by a card effect your opponent controls. Destroy 1 spell or trap card on the field. So pretty situational. And to round out the profile, we have 1 copy of Mirror Force. So pretty much really need this card, obviously, if someone gets a bit of an advantage. Destroy all the attack position monsters on the field that your opponent controls. So that wraps up the deck profile, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the penguin themed deck. It took a wee while to assemble, took a wee while for a few cards to arrive. But my favourite card is a tricky one, but it's a classic card that I like from back in the day. And that is my Penguin Soldier. So Penguin Soldier with 750 attack, 500 defense. Really old school card, very cool effect. So that brings an end to the Crump deck profile, guys. Smash the like button, share with a friend. Helps with the algorithm. And we'll be back with another Big 5 profile in the next couple of weeks. So we'll see you then.